Okay, so there are 4 different proofs or tests that we use to determine whether triangles are congruent or not. So the first one is called side, side, side. And it's abbreviated to, thank goodness, it's abbreviated to SSS. Okay, so an example of this would be 2 triangles like this, and they would be given the side lengths would be the same. Okay, so we can see that this side relates to this side, we can see that this side relates to this side, and we can see that this side relates to this side. So if all 3 sides are the exact same length, then they are congruent. Okay, so that is the first test. All right, the second test is called side angle side, and it's abbreviated to SAS. So that means you might have 2 triangles like this, and there will be a side the same, there will be a second side the same, and this is the most important part, the angle in between them will be the same. So it's got to be the angle that joins these 2 sides together. Okay, so this side matches and this side matches, and the angle in between them is what matches. Okay, so that's side angle side. Remembering this has to be in the middle. All right, so with this next one, some people consider these 2 different ones, but I consider them the same because it's really an angle and because really it's just 2 angles and a side. Okay, so 2 angles and a side. It doesn't matter where the side is in relation to those angles. So again, you might have a triangle like this. Okay, and you'll have 2 angles that are the same. So you might have this angle and this angle might be the same. And then any other side needs to be the same. So I'm going to say it's this one. Okay, so we've got a side and we've got 2 angles that match. Okay, not really important where the side is. Unlike this one, it has to be a specific point. This, it doesn't really matter. Now the last one is called right hypotenuse side, which is abbreviated to RHS. Now this specifically relates to right angled triangles. Okay, that's why the word right is in the name. So you must have a right angle in both triangles. That's the first criteria. The second criteria is the hypotenuse is a very specific side. It is the side across from the right angle, and you can turn your right angle into an arrow and it'll point out which is the hypotenuse. It's also known as the longest side. Okay, and then it's any other side. So you've got your right angle that matches, you've got your hypotenuse that matches, and then any other side. So it might be this base. Okay, so we've got a right angle, a side, and another side. Okay, so those are the 4 triangle proofs and how you can use them to prove whether triangles are congruent or not.